I hope you were watching with headphones. Oh.
Hello.
We're seeing A Star Is Born.
If you haven't gathered that yet, I am so excited. After Mamma Mia, this was my most anticipated movie of this year. As you could tell, I really like musical movies. I'm super excited.
As I said to you earlier, because obviously there are...
at home.
To you. I said it to you. I called you up and I said, hey, put your little ear to the phone
baby,
and listen
what's
up.
up?
I said, obviously there's another big movie coming out tonight. And what a crazy world we're living in where Lady Gaga and Spider-Man put out a movie on the same night. And I'm more excited for Lady Gaga's movie.
And we're seeing Lady Gaga's movie and not Spider-Man. Well, it's not Spider-Man, it's Venom. But
That's why.
I am super pumped. I love Lady Gaga. I was never one of her big, like, monsters and, like, into all that nonsense, but I do really like her as an actress. I like her as a performer. I think that she's got a really good being about her, so I'm actually really, really excited to see her fronting this movie. I think she's going to do a great job. I hope she does, at least. I've heard really good things about the movie already, so I'm really excited.
I love Lady Gaga. She has a tremendous amount of range and talent in her music, and that's just really cool.
I like Lady Gaga as well. I used to actively dislike her when she put out her more like poppy stuff, but I think since Joanne, I've been more,
You do like
more into
Joanne.
it. I do. I love Joanne.
This is actually the third remake of this movie. And then this brought up our conversation, do we think that Lady Gaga is the Barbra Streisand of her generation? But we didn't really come to an answer.
Define what it means to be the Barbra Streisand.
Well, I mean, I think Barbra Streisand is an icon. I mean, and she is an icon in a way that she is multifaceted. I mean, she is incredibly talented, singing, dancing, acting. So she does a lot. She wears a lot of hats, and people like are obsessed with her.
Right. I'll say that people are definitely obsessed with Lady Gaga. I haven't seen her act in anything other than American Horror Story, and when that was going on, she was still in her, like, I'm so weird and out there phase, which I think really was, I mean, I understand that was what kickstarted her career, but I think it also held back a lot of the talent.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how she acts now that that's kind of over.
I've never seen her act before.
I definitely feel...
Thank you for
I
that.
definitely feel like next to Bradley Cooper, it might be a little hard. He is a very good actor. And he's definitely the type of person that really, I think, immerses themselves in their roles.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks like he's super into this. I mean, he looks sexy with his longish hair. I think he's got a good voice, and a good enough voice at least to do country music, but then again, that's not saying much. I'm excited to see him. I'm just interested to see how the two of them play off of each other, because he is such like a more seasoned actor and she's not.
Right. She did make him sing all the songs, though. That was her call.
Right.
She told him it's not going to be the same thing if we lip sync to it. I think that's, you know, if she can come and bring her own thing to it, you know, even if it's not seasoned acting.
I'm really interested to see their chemistry, because it seems like this was definitely a passion
Like
project
they're
for the both
friends,
of them. Yeah. Anything else before we go in?
I am excited. Thank you. What do you want, Jack?
Do the thing with the...
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. What's that? I like that this has become the running gag of the show.
I walked into the last 30 seconds of Venom after Star is Born was over, and a movie that brought me to actual tears, like physical, like sobbing tears, which was A Star is Born. Then I got turned into the last 30 seconds of Venom, and I walked out hysterical laughing. Anyway.
We should talk about the movie we saw, though.
A Star is Born.
You were the one who was not that I wasn't excited. I was very excited to see this movie. It's been on my radar for a long time.
Yes, I was excited. I only found out about it actually because of you were excited. But when I heard about it, I was also very excited.
I really, really like this movie, but it is not what I was expecting, and I'm not really sure why I wasn't expecting what we got. The music is great. Lady Gaga is fantastic. She carries the movie at certain points. You know, Bradley Cooper is good, but, you know, he's Bradley Cooper. He's gonna be good, and it's his movie, so He knows what he can do. It really kicks you hard. You know, at certain points, it'll really have you invested in like, oh yeah, now this is gonna happen, and, you know, I'm having a great time with this, and then it can get very, like, emotional and heartfelt. I'd be surprised if we didn't see it at the Oscars this year.
The movie was really good. You know, it really knows how to do what it's trying to do. As you said, the music was very good. All the actors were great. Just very emotional. The highs were really high and they were great, and just the lows hit you real hard. And
I don't think there was anything in this movie that I didn't like. That's because I really just felt like it was one of those movies that took you on a roller coaster, like, with it. And I wasn't getting left behind in plot. I wasn't getting caught up too much in music and not understand what was happening. I wasn't feeling like the acting wasn't up to snuff, or that things were silly, or, you know, I felt like everything was super real. It was very emotional. The highs were great. The lows were super low. And the ending just, I was gutted. Totally gutted. I couldn't compose myself for like the last 20 minutes of the movie. I mean, I cry at a lot of movies. If you watched our Life Itself review, did that even go up yet? I was so looking forward to this movie. I was really, like, living and loving it while I was watching it. But at 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes into the movie, I turned to him and I said, I need to go see this again. Because I already felt like I wanted more, even though I wasn't even through.
Right.
You know? I love Gaga. I love her. That was my one thing when I thought going into it, is that she might not have been the best actress. But I mean, fuck. I think she was the best part of the movie. Yeah, she was incredible. I just wanted more scenes with her. Anything that happened without her being there, I was just like, okay, I want to get back to Gaga. Not saying that Bradley Cooper didn't do a good job, because he was phenomenal.
Right, I do want to say that, because, you know, I don't want to, I was waiting for Lady Gaga also the whole time. But whenever it would go to Bradley Cooper, you know, and when they would take him away, I go, no, bring him back. I want to see what's going on.
I wanted them together.
Right.
That's what I wanted, because as turbulent as it was, and as fucked up as it was at times, and, you know, you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, this is a train wreck, but it's beautiful at the same time. And I know that sounds like such a cliche to say. They were great together. They had amazing chemistry. I found out afterwards, I did a little reading before this, that he was the main reason she got on that movie. And it shows. I read something else that said Beyonce was signed onto it in 2015. I don't even think I would have seen the movie had she been in it.
The thing that sold me on this movie initially was when she walks out in that trailer and she gives that long note.
And you think that by seeing that trailer so many times, it wouldn't be as impactful when you're watching it, but fuck.
And I don't think Beyonce, you know, I know there's a lot of Beyonce fans. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, me
and I just don't think that she has, and it's going to sound stupid because people consider her to be the queen, but she doesn't have the chops to do that.
I just, when you mentioned that scene when she first goes out on stage, that scene was amazing. I don't know, I felt, I'm having a difficult time putting it exactly into words, but I guess it gave me chills in a sense.
They recorded that live.
Wow.
So that's why on the recorded version you can hear the stadium and the clapping and stuff like that, because they recorded that live. At least that's what I read.
They really captured, captured a fantastic feeling in that moment.
100%. I just love the contrast between her first performance in the drag bar, where she's so confident, she's flirting, she's kissing people on the bar, giving out roses, throwing her legs up, all this stuff, and then she gets to this huge stage where Jackson is performing, Bradley Cooper's character is performing, and he believes in her because he's seen her and he's heard her, and he knows she's talented, and he's trying to motivate her to trust him and go up there and sing, and she's so sheepish, and it's like that, like, total contrast. I just felt really made that scene so, it was just, I was taken away, my breath was taken away. I thought it was great.
And I think that's another thing that's really special about this movie, is how well they can, and you can say this about a lot of movies, but I don't think they do it the same way. This is the best use of shaky cam that I've seen since fucking Born Ultimatum. usually you think a shaky cam is something for an action sequence, you know, but it's so botched when they use it there. And this has such a great, like, way to bring you into every time they perform. It's like, you're on stage too. Here's, you know, and the camera's turning, and you're just getting glimpses of Bradley Cooper, but you're getting that full effect of the show because of how the camera's moving, and it makes you feel like you're there.
I love that he's playing the guitar. You're not getting all these cutaway scenes of it's just from here up, and he's just going. She's singing, and she's performing on Saturday Night Live. That's like a big scene that they do, is that she's performing on Saturday Night Live, and she's performing this really fucking stupid poppy hit that he calls her out on later. And it's, you know, talking about like a man's ass, and, you know, why you gotta do that, why you gotta do that. And like literally that's all she's saying over and over again. There's like 3 lines of the song. And it's sparkly, and, you know, she's dancing with 6 backup dancers and all this shit. And it's like, think about Lady Gaga when she first started doing Poker Face and Bad Romance and all these big, elaborate, theatrical things where you could never see her face. It was never really just her performing. It was never really about what she was singing. It was just about the performance behind it. And to where she is now, that I actually think that she's not only an incredible performer, but now she's an incredible actress. The transition, it's like such a callback when she's in the movie to like, this is where she started. The same thing that her character dealt with about not being pretty enough and having something wrong with her nose. That was actually what Lady Gaga went through when she was first, you know, breaking into the pop scene. That she didn't have the look. That's why she did all these crazy things. Then once she was able, I guess, to get through all that, that's when we got Joanne, and that's when we got these real raw, stripped down versions of her music and her performing. And honestly, that's what I'd rather have.
There's so much about this movie that has that message of, you know, there's art and then there's what they're selling, and I think a lot of that is portrayed in the character of the manager. And there's so much good, like, back and forth, because some things that the manager says, you're like, okay, well, that makes sense. You know, it's an industry, and what does that have to do with the singing and how much? And then you have what Bradley Cooper says, you're like, okay, well, that makes sense, and, you know, that's probably what's right, and, like, where's the balance? And I thought that they drove that home so well, especially when, you know, the Bradley Cooper character has a little bit of like a fall from grace, you know, and you want to hear all the things he's saying, you want to have all this respect for him, you want to love this character. And because of all the things that he's been saying, where you're like, yeah, music is music, and she's an artist, and we should respect that, that makes it hurt so bad when he falls. I'm gonna give this a solid A. It was just very well put together. I love a good rise-fall story, and I love something that can make me feel the way this did. Everybody was great, the direction was clear, and I'll be seeing this again.
This part doesn't have to go in where I start thinking about it.
Oh, but it will.
I think I'm gonna give this. Oh shit. No, I'm stuck between giving it an A and giving it an A minus. I'm gonna say A minus. It was really good. I think it's not like my kind of movie, but I also really enjoyed it, and it was really good. And and
that should push it up to an A.
Yeah, I'm giving it an A+. I said most of what I felt about it before, but it's just, I feel like it's one of those, like, almost like an instant classic for me. Like, Jeremy saying he couldn't watch it again, I feel like I would watch it all the time. Like, I feel like it would...
Yeah.
I'm not saying I couldn't watch it again. I'm saying that it's not... I wouldn't...
He's not likely to watch it again.
Because it's not the type of thing that I normally would watch.
Well, those are really semantics. Either way, you're not going to watch it again. I feel like it reminds me of like Selena in a way. It's so sad what happens at the end, but it's like you really just enjoy everything that happens before, and even the sadness at the end is enjoyable in a way because it's done so well, and it's like Titanic. So real. You always say it to me at the end of the movie too. Like, if I get upset, you're always like, it's just a movie. Oh, it's a movie, yes, but the feelings are real, the emotions are real. These movies are drawn from real things that happen. This has happened to people before, you know. Things like this happen to people all the time, and it's being conveyed in the right way that I am feeling that emotion.
Right.
So that to me is A+ quality. It's like when I'm supposed to feel this way, but you're not making me feel this way. I'm feeling this way because of what's happening, like, you know, and I'm relating to it on another level. None of this is making sense. It's an A+.
Mamma Mia 2 or Star is Born.
Oh, that's too hard. That's really, really hard. My gut reaction is telling me Mamma Mia 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like
fun.
I've sat with it for so much longer and it's fun. Yeah. And I think about Mamma Mia 2 like every day of my life. So was
Jeremy,
not
Mamma Mia
let down.
2 or
Well,
Star is Born?
considering I've never seen Mamma Mia 2, it's easy to say A Star is Born.
All right, I'm
Ollie?
gonna Star is Born. I like the music better,
Oh.
but Mamma Mia 2 is more fun.
All right. Well, thanks for watching Ride Home Reviews. We're gonna do the thing now.
I love this thing!
Daddy.